Hello everybody, I'm not crying today, woohoo! And I have makeup on. Look, I even use eyeliner, and I never use eyeliner. I had a movie premiere, or a short film premiere, or whatever, to go to today, because I was in it. And I got all dolled up, and I guess I have some positive life lessons to impart on all of you. Because yesterday was not a great day, and it's like the weekend is over, it's like late, and I haven't eaten yet, and that's okay. But I wanted to share my words of wisdom and show you that I can do myself up and look all starlet-like. Seriously, I did a really good job on my eye makeup. It's always hard to focus with your eyes here because there's one dot, and if I look that way, my eyes look like I'm cross-eyed. Anywho, so I acted in a short film that was produced and created by a bunch of kids that were they're students and volunteers at the station where I work, but they've taken so many classes at this point that they want there needed to be something more for them, and that's where this whole advanced class came from, and the class was to create this short film. And because I'm no spring chicken, they needed someone to play the mom, the frazzled mom. I have no idea what that's like. Sarcasm. So I was asked to play the mom, or one of the moms, and that's what I did. I had to. I mean, I know I've done I've done the news before, but it's scripted, so you're reading off a teleprompter, and then I've done my talk show where it's more like a conversation that naturally flows, even though I have guides as to what I'm talking about. And with these vlogs, I just talk. There's no memorizing lines or anything. So this is the first time I've done anything in front of a camera where I've had to memorize lines and have several takes to get things done. I don't edit these clearly. My talk show, I edit to throw in B-roll or something, but I don't edit for content. So yeah, this is the first new kind of experience for me with doing a short film. And I wasn't the main character, but it didn't matter. It was a really cool thing to be a part of, and the premiere tonight was just really neat to see, and amazing to see the kids and how much work they put into it and what it all looked like when it was all said and done. Anyhow, so yesterday, I'm not sure if I'm going to actually even post that vlog, so if it's missing, that's why I wouldn't have posted it. But I went shopping for a dress to wear for today. Clearly, well, I'm wearing a top here, you could see, and I have pants on, but I did not wear a dress today. I did not have a successful time trying to find a dress because I was really bloated yesterday, hormones, and I tried on every dress I could find in my size in the dress department at Macy's. And nothing against Macy's because I shop there a lot, or used to shop there a lot before surgery, and I could not find anything that fit or looked halfway decent and not like a tent on me. And it just made me really frustrated and sad. And I don't like shopping anyway, which is why I do stuff like Stitch Fix. But last minute, you can't be hey, send me a dress tomorrow because here's what I need. So I was really frustrated yesterday, and I reached out. I probably am going to put that vlog on because I reached out to the women that are in the breast cancer support groups that I'm a part of. I'm going to actually move this back because I feel like I'm staring so much into that little green dot. And they were good at helping me with the body image issues I was having yesterday. And it's nice to hear positive things, and there's also the reality that this is how I see my body, even though that's not how you see my body, because they don't know me from before, what I used to look like. I look back at what I used to look like. Weirdly, my hair today Even though my roots are colored. Like when I was in college and in undergrad, like my hair looked very similar to what it looks like now, which is kind of cool. But one of the women had made a comment in the group chat when I was venting and sad yesterday about unsuccessful dress shopping, that she wishes that I could see me in the lens that she sees me. And in general, like, my self-esteem is fine. Like, I think that I'm pretty, not every day, because you've seen me at some low lows where I just look like shit, and that's just, it's me. But my body, it's almost 3 years at this point. In a couple of months, it'll be 3 years since my diagnosis. And 3 years later, I still have not accepted my body. I still, the new body, if you're just tuning in, like I had a double mastectomy and I had implants, or have implants. That was weird that I said that past tense. I have implants. And my implants are smaller than my old boob size. I just wanted to be proportionate, and I didn't need to have like, really big boobs. So I talked about that before surgery of, what I wanted when everything was said and done. And like, they're sealed up, sealed up, you know what I mean? The scars are there, but they're healing or generally healed, and they're lighter in color than obviously they were. That just takes time. At this point, I think the color of the scars is just what it is. I have not tattooed my nipples on yet or I haven't had my nipples tattooed on yet because I want to get a tattoo that's not breast cancer related before I have like I don't want my first tattoos to be nipple tattoos. And it just, it was discussed at one point, like, do I want to have bigger implants? Because when I first had the surgery, I hadn't been on all the meds, so I hadn't gained all the weight at that point. So what was proportionate, my body then is not proportionate now. I was diagnosed in July. I had the surgery in August, and then maybe I went another month or two, but then it was like tamoxifen started, the Lupron started, the Zometa started, and I didn't know what side effects were from what. And then my body just went like, what is happening? And I was thrown into menopause because of being on the Lupron. I've been off the Lupron for 6 months, haven't had my period, which is great news. And that means that my body is going through menopause again, like naturally right now. So, it's a lot. It's a lot on your body. Like, it's no wonder it's fighting back. Like, what the hell is going on? And it's just a learning experience as you're going through all of this with all the changes. Like, you would think, coming off the Lupron, like, boom, some magical thing would happen and you feel 100 times better. Over time, yes, I've gotten more used to the tamoxifen, which is funny because I have my fan on right now. You hear it? Because it's later in the day and my gabapentin's worn off and I'm hot. But compared to where I used to be with the hot flashes, like, they're still there, but they're better. And if I wanted to control it more, I could take more gabapentin, but I'd be half asleep. And like coming off the Lupron, a lot of those side effects went away, but then there's weird side effects that have popped up since I've gotten off the Lupron, because then, the chemical composition in your body is changing again. It's a lot on your body. And my body, just like yesterday, some days it's like, I just need to look like I'm a Buddha right now with my belly, because that's just how my body's feeling right now. And it's hard. It's hard when you look at your old, body. I don't tend to look at pictures of my old body, but like I remember fitting into a bikini shortly before all this stuff happened. And I was like, look at me go. I'm like, I was like late 40s, and I'm like, I'm rocking a bikini. That's awesome. Like, life was great. And it's not just about like, you need to be skinny to be happy. That's not what it is. It's just, I don't recognize myself at all. You know, I am very brand loyal to the clothes. Well, I was very brand loyal with the clothes that I wore before because I know it would work. I'm tall. By the way, as I say that, I wore these shoes today. Check these things out. Wow, like look at my hand and look at the heel. Like, wow, look how tall that is. I don't even know how many inches that is, but I wore this today. I wore this today. These were the shoes I was going to wear at Runway, and you can see like the one side is normal and the other side has this little indenty thing and your ankle's right there. So at Runway, because I was hot and walking around or whatever it was, I had cankles so bad, like I couldn't wear this. Plus I was wearing a dress, so you'd be able to notice it. The pants I had on today they were like, you know, pretty long, so most of this was covered up, but when I sat down you could see my ankles, and they're not really, they're a little swollen, but they're not super cankly. And they're not swollen because of the meds from the breast cancer, by the way. I thought that's what it was, but apparently I'm on blood pressure meds that started after surgery too. And a side effect of those is that your ankles swell. So it has nothing to do with the cancer, although my blood pressure in general went up, which I think is also because of the weight gain. So, but as I say that, there's a lot of butts back and forth today. As I say that, I've officially lost 10 pounds since I started the whole gym program in like late January, and right now we're in late April. So February, March, April. So 3 months, and I lost 10 pounds. And like, I want to get teary because my makeup is really good right now. But I'm really proud of myself that I lost the 10 pounds. And I actually stopped logging my food for a couple of days because I had a stomach bug last week. That got me to like minus 11 pounds, but then I started eating normal and put some weight back on. But the whole goal of why I wanted to come on here is to, I have this kindness rock in front of me all the time. And you would think at this point that I would learn by now to do this because it's right in front of me every day since I've been in this apartment for the past like year. And I just need remembering and reminding to do it. Because I know I'm evolving in lots of different ways. Like I acted in a short film. That's kind of cool. And when I was wearing black, I think a lot in my scenes, so you couldn't really see my belly as much. But I was a frazzled mom, so it didn't really matter. But I'm just not being patient enough with myself. And the big take home for most of my doctor's appointments lately have been to be more self-compassionate. I used to beat myself up about a lot of stuff, and I think in general I'm way more self-compassionate than I used to be. But when you throw on stuff like what happened yesterday at the mall, when I'm sitting in the car crying and people are next to me looking at me like, what the heck is going on with her? It's hard to remember in those moments. Like when you're in a fitting room in a department store and it's like 1,000 degrees in there and you're looking at this body when my belly looks so big and my boobs have big scars on them. And I'm just like, you know, and not giving myself credit for, I just lost 10 pounds. Like that's a big deal. And, you know, I wore these freaking heels today. And like, that's a big deal. I didn't fall. I didn't even stumble with these things. Though I knew towards the end of the night, like it was time to go because my feet started like burning. And I got a rose today. Smells lovely. Smell? I got a rose. It's very sweet. You know, the girls get like, one of the moms that was there had gotten flowers for like the girls that were in the, I don't know, actually she gave it to, there was one boy that was, you know, part of the lead people creating the movie. I don't know if he got flowers too. But towards the end of the night when we were cleaning up, my boss asked me, did you get a rose? And I'm like, no. And then he told one of the girls to go over that got the roses, it was her daughter, to give me a rose. And that was just really sweet, because I've never like performed in something and gotten flowers after, like for like, job well done. So that was cool. Smells lovely. And then I went to give myself a little treat. I stopped to pick up dinner, which I need to eat. I hope I don't drop this showing this to you, but I got this little friend over here. How cute is that? It's made of chocolate. This whole thing is edible. It's chocolate, not part of the diet. And a nice little treat for myself to congratulate me on a job well done. And I thought I looked pretty today with like, I did some contouring with makeup today. I was watching these TikTok videos about, it was kind of a spoof on stuff, because someone took like a brown contour stick, went like this to like define her jaw. She basically like colored in this part so it looked like she was super skinny. So I tried doing that myself, but not that dark. But overall, I just, like, I look at my face and right now, I don't feel like I'm as chubby and stuff as I was. My shirt is still off-centered a little bit, but like, whatever. I had a decent bra. I feel like I need to buy some sort of push-up bra too. It's hard to push up implants. They really don't go anywhere. But because your body is changing so much through all this, like I have one more Zometa infusion in July. So where are we? April, May, June. So 3 more months. I have my last actually Zometa infusion. And after that, it's like nothing like, big change wise is going to be going on. So it'll be interesting to see how my body responds. I hear that the Zometa can stay in your system for up to 2 years. So like in Gen time, that's probably like 4 years or something, which is fine because it keeps the cancer away. The only other thing that's part of the equation then is the tamoxifen, which I don't even know if I'm on that for 5 years or 10 years. I have an appointment, not next week, the week after that, with my oncology nurse. And I'm going to ask her because I switched oncologists. So, and I don't even know what the plan was, which is partly why I switched oncologists. I don't know if I'm in the category of being on the tamoxifen for 5 years or being on it for 10 years. I don't know if that's based on your oncotype score. I have no idea. But I need to ask, when I have that appointment, I need to ask like what the plan is. Because if it's a 5-year plan, I'm 3 years into it. That means only 2 more years after that, then I'm off the tamoxifen. And like being off the tamoxifen, off the Lupron, off the Zometa, in menopause, like, I don't know. I remember my oncologist, the new oncologist, saying something about not if, but when I am off everything and go back to the size I was before. And I'm like, that's a thing? Like to go back to the size that you were before? I just figured that like is out the window and not even a reality. But she said it very matter-of-factly. So like, I don't know. Am I expecting that? No. Like I'm not shooting for a target number with the weight loss. I just want my labs to be normal. And I mean, I don't need to fit into a bikini, but like, I want to be able to like wear things and feel like I look feminine. I think that's what the biggest thing is that like my body is not shaped the way it was. It's not even shaped the way it was right after surgery. Because I remember there was one point where like my butt generally was kind of flat before. And then I started whatever I started and my butt was like kind of curvy. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Like if that's a weird side effect of all this crap, like I'll take it because I'm not used to having that. But then that kind of went away and like I'm not, maybe because I gained more weight as time went by. So I'm not like, you know, the little hourglass that I used to be. But the moral of the story for today is that like I can be that again. And even if I'm not, that's okay. And it's ironic because the short film today was called Practice versus Perfect. And I used to be such a perfectionist. Oh my gosh. Like being a math person and dealing with finances, like you have to be precise about stuff, but not have that like rule every part of your life, because you need to be forgiving with yourself too. So it wasn't practice makes perfect. It was practice versus perfect, because the girl in the film who was not my actual daughter. I don't have a daughter, but I played her mom. She, my movie daughter, I guess. The point was that she was trying to be perfect with all the stuff that she was doing in order to win a talent show. And the point was like, you practice and then you are how you are, and don't expect to be perfect with everything, because that's not what this is all about. So, so I picked up the chocolate little cup thing, which I don't want to wait too long because I feel like it might start melting, but I do need to eat a meal before. Or, I don't have to eat a meal before I eat that, but I know my stomach by now, and I should eat a meal before I eat that. And I'm just like looking at all the, the things that I have done and changes that have happened in a positive way. Like even the fact of me sitting in this chair, like my back doesn't hurt. I had a hard time sitting in these chairs before because my back would hurt so much, and like my back doesn't hurt. Oh, and like I've been at the gym, so like I don't know if you could see. Do you see some definition in there? Like things here are still kind of weirdly shaped because of surgery, more so on this side because side had more of the drama, and I have tennis elbow too. Like I don't know what the hell I did to my elbow. I just moved it the wrong way, so I can't really flex too much. But there is a little muscle there. I don't know if you can see my definition. This one I don't. See, look at that line. See that line? Ugh. I mean, that's cool that, like, I have that. Like, I have made strides forward. And I need to focus on the strides I've made forward and not the 8,000 things that I think I still need to do. I mean, of course I want to be healthy, and I'm on that path. And sometimes I get frustrated, and that's when I stopped logging the food I was eating because, well, I got a stomach bug too. I wasn't eating much food other than like toast and applesauce and bananas. But it's about being gentle and soft with yourself. Because all this is it's a crazy, crazy ride. And then there's little things like tonight that, like, I wore my big ass earrings again. I changed my helix thing. I put one that had little stars on it. Can you see the little stars? Because like I'm kind of sort of a movie star. I had to switch it out though because it actually like hurts. It's smaller than my typical ones. And I mean, even though I didn't have the dress, I found this top, and this top is actually like, there you go. This top is actually an old top that I had before the flooding and stuff. And I didn't want to get rid of it because I like the neckline a lot and it's very stretchy. So I just sucked in my belly a lot tonight, and that's what I wore. And I did have a shirt, like this shirt over it for a lot of the night, but then I started getting hot flashes. So I took it off. And when I took it off, I didn't feel weird about taking it off. And I don't even know the right angles of taking, you put your hand on your hip and you put your shoulder back and like all this stuff. And I know that like when I do that, it's still shaped all weird over here. And maybe it will always be that way. I have no idea. And like, I try to like, stand and have the right, which foot goes where, what angle do you move at, put your leg here, but then shift this way. And there's just too much. Like, the pictures that you see people post that are just, it takes so long to get into those positions or to know the right positions. Like, whatever. Is that going to change me as a human being if I have the wrong angle? No. I would think out of anything with these vlogs, like I've certainly not looked my finest on there and not worried about angles of anything. But Anyway, I wanted to come on and just like, here, look at that. Well, okay, this is a little jello-y, but actually, look at that. When I do that, the jello kind of goes away. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Oh, I would do it this one, but my elbow still really hurts. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I hope I don't have to go back to PT for that, but that's been a while. I don't know. Anywho, all right, I'm gonna go eat something. The moral of today again is to be kind with yourself. I'm sure I've done vlogs before about being kind with yourself, but I feel like what that looks like as you go through this journey just looks different depending on where you are with the journey. A good quote that I heard today too, that I really want you to know and internalize. How was it phrased? Something like, don't accept criticism from someone that you wouldn't accept advice from. Something like that. Because someone recently said some stuff that was very demeaning to me. And it really dug deep, like it hurt. And granted, after that, like 2 people said something unrelated. 2 people said something that was very positive about me. But I focus on what she said. And I'm like, what? Like, totally not like, girl, I got your back at all. I was very surprised. And I saw that quote someplace, I can't even remember, and I was thinking, like, would I take advice from her? And no, she's not a friend of mine. I don't want to go into detail as to who she is, but she's not a friend of mine. She's a person that was in my life, but she's not a friend of mine. And no, I wouldn't take advice from her at all. So if I want to take advice from her, why am I, putting any weight into what she says that is said to criticize or insult me? I don't know. Were the insults true? No, I know they're not. They say a lot about her. Whatever. You do you. I don't like to knock other people down. I don't think that's the way to lift me up. That's just me. All right, so I'm going to leave things there. Don't accept criticism from someone that you want to take advice from. And love yourself. Makeup or no makeup. All right, till next time.